Welcome, everybody. This is going to be a relaxed fit episode. I'm stealing that term from last podcast on the left. Today we're going to talk about paranormal activity and why I believe that there is such a thing as paranormal entities and ghosts, and why I'm so skeptical when I watch these videos. So I thought I would just go through some of the ghostly experiences that I've had in my life and explain and give these as examples of why it is that I do believe in paranormal activity. The biggest story that comes to mind whenever I think about ghosts and seeing things that don't seem quite right. I was 17. This was October, the year before I turned 18, and my birthday is in February, so this was about 5 or 6 months before my birthday. And I get invited to a Halloween party. My dad was a very, very strict parent, I feel like, in a good way. And so whenever I got there and realized that there were no parents at the party, I immediately called my father, and he tells me, go ahead and stay, since I did the responsible thing and let him know that there were no parents there, and there was no drinking or anything going on, so it was just a bunch of young kids having fun. So I ended up staying till like 10, maybe 11 that night. I can't remember when he told me to be home. While we're having this Halloween party, the girl who's hosting it decides that she's going to line up a bunch of fun activities for us to do. One of them was a scavenger hunt, which ends with us in her aunt's house, which was across the street from her house, and it was vacant. Once we get in there, she starts telling us why the house is vacant, that her aunt had lived there for over 3.5 years, and that one day in the middle of the night, she packs up all of her stuff and just leaves. Took everything out of the house except for this one recliner that's sitting in the basement. So we get down there and we're all hanging out in the basement. There's no electricity on in this house, so we've got flashlights and candles and stuff like that. And we're all down there trying to scare each other and tell spooky stories and stuff like this. And there's this one young kid who's kind of not paired with anyone. We were all kind of paired off in groups to do the scavenger hunt, but we had an odd number of people. And so there was this one kid that no one really was getting along with. He was kind of loud and obnoxious. He was the youngest one in the group, and he was trying to fit in with older kids, if that explains how he was acting. So at one point, we're in this basement of this vacant house, and this kid, I turn, and I see him go to sit in this chair. He's trying to prove that he's not scared of anything. He sits in this chair, and his ass never hits the seat. He sits down on some invisible force that's already sitting in the chair. I watched it. I saw it with my own eyes. This kid was floating for like a split second, and then when he jumped, he never made contact with the chair. He launched off of something that was not there and jumped up into the air. And not only did I see it, 2 or 3 of the other kids saw it as well. And we ran out of there like there was some paranormal entity after us, because we genuinely felt like there was. That is one of the biggest things that jump to my mind whenever I think about paranormal activity and ghosts and stuff. There was another scenario whenever I was a kid. I lived with my grandmother during the week while my father drove a semi-truck, and in between her house and the neighbor's house, which she also owned and rented out, she had some trees cut down, and this was a huge farm. I'm not sure, but I mean, it looked like 1,000 acres. It was massive. By the time I came about, it wasn't really being farmed anymore. It was just unused land. We used to build tree houses out in the woods there and drive four-wheelers around, and it was a blast. But anyway, my grandmother had some of these trees cut down, had them all piled into a huge brush pile. I'm outside one day, and I'm playing hide and seek with my cousin Daniel. We had made a rule that you don't go into the woods because we were too young. We weren't really supposed to be going in there to begin with, but that was one of the rules of hide and seek, is you stay out of the woods because it's too hard to go through the woods and find somebody. We're not trackers. We're like 10. So we're out there playing, and there's a big brush pile that I'm walking past, and I've been looking for Daniel for like 15 minutes, and I can't find him anywhere. As I'm walking past this brush pile, I hear, hey. And I turn and I look, and I don't see anybody. Then I hear it again, hey. I turn and I look into the brush pile, and Daniel is inside the brush pile. And at first I thought, how the heck did you get in there? How are you going to get out? And kind of found it funny a little bit. So I'm looking through the brush pile, and it's a big, thick, jumbled mess of limbs. And as I'm looking at Daniel, he goes to turn his head toward me because all I could see was like his side profile. He was looking to the right. He goes to turn toward me, and I realized there's a branch going through his temple. Needless to say, being so young and seeing this, it freaked me out. I thought he was seriously injured, and I took off running back to Grandma's house. When I burst in the door screaming and crying, saying, Daniel's hurt, Daniel's hurt, Daniel's sitting on the couch crying because he saw something he can't talk about when he went into the woods to hide from me for hide and seek. That happened. This is why I'm so skeptical when I watch these videos. I've seen things that I cannot explain that in my eyes are true paranormal, outside of the realm of normal possibility of reality situations. I've seen those things with my own eyes. So to see these videos that are clearly just drawers being pulled open with the string and then the string's edited out later, it makes it frustrating. It makes it hard to sit and watch that stuff and not get frustrated because I know that there's real stuff out there, and this stuff is just making it seem like every possible video that you see on the paranormal is going to be fake because there's so much fake stuff out there. If people stop putting out these fake videos, then when we got something that was legitimate, it wouldn't be so scrutinized. I just wanted to make a quick video with a couple of stories to show that I do have paranormal experiences in my life. I'm not just a skeptic for skeptic's sake. I have a reason why I am the way I am. I have a reason why I think the way I think. But I've been asked that a lot. Why do I even make these videos if I'm such a skeptic? I love these types of videos. I love diving into this content and trying to figure out what the truth is. I'm not coming at every one of these videos with intentions on debunking it. I'm coming at every video with the hopes that it's real and true, and I've got something genuine to share with you guys. Unfortunately, that's just not usually the case. But I just wanted to make this quick short video and let you guys know why I am the way I am. And there you have it. I hope you come back tomorrow and see me for the next video. I'll have another one up for you. Hope everybody has a great, safe, fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.